Chapter 25, short and sweet. Ready? Chapter opens with Scout wanting to squish a roly-poly. You know, those little caterpillars that when you touch them, they roll up into a ball. And Jem says, "Don't you dare mash that thing." And she's like, "Why not?" And he says, "Because they didn't do anything to you." Okay? Hold on to that because it ties into, I'll just tell you, it ties into our whole title of the book, To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a sin to kill a mockingbird. You don't kill something that only brings you pleasure. All right? Something that didn't do anything to harm you. Roly Poly did nothing to harm Scout, so he says, "Don't you dare. Don't kill it." Okay? So the story goes that Atticus, on his way out to tell Helen Robinson about Tom being killed, picks up the boys as they were coming back from swimming, and they were in the car. They saw the whole thing go down. They saw Helen crumple to the ground. So they witnessed the whole thing of Atticus telling her. Basically, there's 2 days of gossip around the town. A lot of really mean, nasty, awful things being said about Tom Robinson. Stuff about how it was typical for a black man to cut and run. It was typical for him to have no plan. Just a lot of really racist and derogatory remarks about him. And then the really big thing, Mr. Underwood, so he's the newspaper guy. He's the guy that we know he's super racist. He's super against black people. And yet he was the one with the gun who was in the window next to the jail the night of the mob. He's the one that's in the courtroom and says, "I know where your children are. They're up there in the colored balcony." Now he writes an editorial to the newspaper, and it essentially, he says that it's a sin to kill cripples, be they standing, sitting, or escaping. And he likened Tom's death to the senseless slaughter of songbirds. The senseless slaughter, killing, of songbirds, mockingbirds. Basically, he says that Tom, in his death, was like killing a mockingbird. Killing something that did nothing to you, only tried to bring you pleasure. Tom did nothing. He did nothing to hurt anyone. He only tried to help Mayella Ewell. He only tried to show her friendship and kindness in a world where no one else did. And he was killed. And it was senseless. So Tom is a mockingbird. That's where your title fits this book. Mr. Ewell, of course, had a few things to say about Tom's death. The one that you should be aware of is that he said, "Well, looks like to me that makes 1 down and 2 to go." That's all you need to know for chapter 25.